Remember that your personal style is ever evolving just as you are as a person. So it's completely natural to outgrow a past version of yourself and to outgrow your style. Hi, I'm Faye. I'm a personal stylist and I'm all about helping you level up through style. Today, I'm excited to be talking you through your wardrobe, specifically pieces that you're hanging on to that you just need to let go of. Why? Because you may think that you're just giving yourself options, but what you're actually doing is you're holding yourself back from evolving with your style and from showing up as your highest self. Now, I want you to think of your wardrobe as more than just a place that stores clothes. It's essentially a reflection of who you are. And if you don't have the right pieces in your wardrobe, if you're hanging on to the wrong pieces, you're really just making it difficult for yourself. This is what I see with my clients is they hang on to pieces because they're afraid of letting go, they're afraid of not having options. And what they're actually doing is they're settling. They're settling for pieces that are not actually serving them at all. They're resorting to what's safe, what's worked in the past, what's comfortable, even though deep down they know that these pieces aren't actually doing anything for them. What you'll end up with is, sure, an outfit, but an outfit that isn't actually a match for who you are. And this will make it so much harder for you to show up for yourself in the long run. This is how you end up getting lost, getting confused, getting stuck, and essentially losing your sense of style. So we're about to change that right now because I'm going to share with you the 5 types of pieces that you need to let go of. Before we go on, be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any future styling videos. All right, the first category, and probably the most obvious, is to let go of pieces that no longer fit you physically. They're either too small, too big, or they just don't sit right on your body. So for pieces that are too small, hanging on to them is only going to create a kind of negative relationship between you and your style because you're going to convince yourself that you have to be a certain body shape, a certain weight, a certain size to be able to fit those clothes. Instead of waiting until you can fit the piece again, why not let that piece go and invest in pieces that you will actually wear today and that will actually serve you today? For pieces that are too big, you can either get them altered if you really love the item and if you're so sure that they are a match for you and your personal style, or again, let them go so that you can wear pieces that are actually going to fit you and serve you today. And for pieces that just don't sit right, again, get them tailored so that they do fit you well if they're worth it, right? If you love the item. If not, again, let them go. There's no point hanging on to pieces that don't fit right on you because you'll then find that you won't gravitate towards those pieces at all. And instead, you'll end up resorting to what works, what's comfortable, what's safe, bringing you into that safe zone and moving you towards feeling stuck with your style instead of evolving and expanding. Hot tip is not to ever underestimate the power of fit because it can make or break your outfit. This is the reason why celebrities always look amazing in their outfits because they look like their outfits were made for them because chances are they probably were. And that's what we want to achieve for ourselves as well. We want to be able to put on an outfit and make it look like it was made for us. Whether we get it altered or whether we go for the right fit, we want to make sure that the pieces that we have in our wardrobe fit us well, they suit us, and they serve us. When you have the right fit as well, it will be an absolute game changer to how you look and how you feel. Now, the second category being pieces that you've outgrown mentally or emotionally. These could be pieces that you've had for years. I'm talking 5-10 years that served you once upon a time in that chapter of your life, but you've clearly moved on from them. A typical example here is if you come from corporate and you've become an entrepreneur and you're hanging on to pieces that served you while you worked in corporate. So your typical business professional attire. When you become an entrepreneur, the world is your oyster with how you want to present yourself. You get to choose how you show up and how you express your personal style to suit you and that chapter of your life. So there's no point hanging on to corporate wear if you know that that's not a part of your life anymore. That's only going to take up space in your wardrobe. These could also be pieces that you've just outworn. They could be pieces that have just had their time. They're discolored. They are due to just be let go. And pieces that just don't spark joy for you anymore. Remember that your personal style is ever evolving just as you are as a person. So it's completely natural to outgrow a past version of yourself and to outgrow your style. That's the beauty of your personal style and the beauty of evolving with your style is you get to continue to experiment and express yourself as you go on about life. So you may have a pair of jeans that you absolutely loved 10 years ago, right? But a lot can change in 10 years. And so you really have to ask yourself if you still feel the same with this pair of jeans or if it's time to let it go. If you are a sentimental person, just like me. I don't blame you. And you are finding it hard to let go of, especially those sentimental pieces. Maybe they hold special memories, or they were passed down from family members and they just hold a special meaning. Then of course you don't have to let them go permanently. You can definitely store them away in a box or in storage, but that way it's out of sight and it's not then taking up space in your wardrobe. Because essentially what you want to do is you want to open your wardrobe and have pieces ready to be worn, right? And if your wardrobe is holding pieces from years ago that you're actually not going to wear, again, you're going to make it really hard for yourself to get dressed. So remove those pieces out of your space, and that way it will give you clarity, but you'll still have that special place that you can visit if you are a sentimental person and you are feeling a little reminiscent. Now this leads me to the third category, which are pieces that don't match who you are and who you are becoming. Your style shouldn't just serve you now, it should serve you for years to come. And this is why I always tell my clients to consider their vision when it comes to your personal style. We're not just thinking about how to get dressed today or tomorrow. We're thinking about that future version of ourselves, that person that we aspire to be, that person that we're working towards, and making sure that the pieces that we invest in and the outfits that we wear are really embodying that highest version of ourselves. With each piece, really ask yourself if it's doing the job in expressing who you are and who you aspire to be, how you want to be perceived, that message that you want to portray. So that way you really are embodying the highest version of yourself now and as you evolve in life. That way too, your personal style is keeping up with you. You're not then finding yourself at a mismatch between yourself and your style, because that gap there is what will lead you then to feeling confused and feeling stuck with your style. So definitely make sure that the pieces that you're wearing, that you're considering keeping, that you have in your wardrobe really do reflect not only who you are today, but who you aspire to be. Now the fourth category, these are repeat pieces. They can either be identical pieces, they can be the same style, just different colors, or they can be a style with like very slight variations, but essentially it's the same kind of style. Now, I totally understand why you may have the same style in different colors, because you know it works, right? So why not give yourself different options in that sense and just make your life easier? And at the same time, if you have, say, a black leather jacket in different variations, I can also understand why you may have the same style, just different variations, because we like safety as humans, and we have a part of our brain called the reticular activating system that wants to keep us safe. It wants to keep us comfortable. It wants to keep us easy, right? But when you allow yourself to invest in pieces that are all pretty similar to each other, eventually what will happen is you'll end up with a wardrobe that looks the same. And this could be a reason why you feel like you have a wardrobe full of clothes but nothing to wear, because your pieces are starting to look the same. It lacks variety because you're constantly gravitating towards the same thing. It's your reticular activating system at the end of the day, so I don't blame you. But this is your task now, to let go of those pieces so that you can challenge your reticular activating system to evolve, to grow, to step out of your comfort zone, and to introduce new pieces that will give you variety. So what you need to ask yourself here, if you're looking at, let's say 3 of the same or similar items, ask yourself, if you were to go into your wardrobe, which item would you gravitate towards first? Or which item do you gravitate towards the most? Which item do you feel that you need the most? If you were to be given an option between A, B, and C. Be really honest with yourself here and ask yourself if there's a real need for all of these pieces. Is there really a need for 3 of the same t-shirt, for 3 of the same or similar kind of leather jacket? Which do you gravitate towards the most? Because then that will help you decide what to keep and what you no longer need. Remember, at the end of the day, our aim with our wardrobe is to firstly have a capsule wardrobe of minimal pieces, but also you want to have variety, because that variety will help you then create different outfit options. It will keep you inspired and excited about your wardrobe, and it won't then lead you to feeling uninspired or bored of your style. By keeping the pieces that you know that you need and that you wear all the time, but then introducing new pieces, that's how you then level up your style. That's how you evolve. That's how you can experiment with your style. And in turn, you're leveling up your style. And lastly, we're looking at pieces that you haven't worn in a while or at all. These could be pieces that you haven't worn in the current season or in the previous season, or if you want to be a little bit more lenient with yourself, in the last year. Now, there's a reason why you haven't worn those pieces, and it's purely because they just aren't your style anymore. Going back to the previous categories, you've probably either moved on to a different chapter of your life, you've probably outgrown these pieces, you probably just haven't felt like picking those pieces. But either way, this is a really good sign that these pieces just are not a match for you and your personal style anymore. So with this category, you first have to ask yourself why you haven't worn this style. And you want to be very clear on the reason why, right? Because if it's purely because you just don't know how to wear the item, then this is a really exciting time for you to be able to challenge yourself to learn how to wear that item. And this is what happens with my clients a lot of the time is they have a wardrobe full of amazing pieces, but they don't wear them. And they resort to just wearing what they know works for them, what's comfortable, because they just simply don't know how to wear those pieces. And the moment that I teach them how to wear the pieces and how to create different outfit options, all of a sudden their wardrobes are completely expanded, their knowledge is expanded, and then they find that they actually don't need all of the pieces in their wardrobe. Then they're excited to wear these new pieces and they're ready to let go of the other outfits that they used to resort to because they don't speak to them anymore. And so that's what you want to do for yourself as well. You want to be able to know how to wear your pieces to their maximum, to create different outfit options, because we're all about versatility here. But in doing that, you're also then making sure that you invest in the right pieces, you're wearing your pieces to their fullest, and you know then that these pieces are actually serving you. But if you haven't worn these pieces just because you just don't feel like wearing them, they're just not your style anymore, then just be honest with yourself and let those pieces go. I know it can be a little daunting to let go of pieces and to stare at your wardrobe, which might look very empty at the end of the process, but you'll find that less is more. When you have less pieces, it'll actually give you more clarity on your personal style, because you know that you've considered then every piece in your wardrobe, and you know that the pieces that you'll end up with are pieces that actually represent you. They're pieces that you actually love and that you're actually going to wear, versus hanging on to pieces just for the sake of having more pieces, because again, that will not do you any favors and it will actually make getting dressed a lot more difficult. So by hanging on to these pieces, you're actually hindering your growth, and it will lead you to analysis paralysis, which is basically when you just can't decide what to wear because you have so many options. But the more you let the pieces go, again, the more clarity you'll give yourself. Think of it like your fridge, right? If you have, say, vegetables and fruits and your staple items, but then leftovers as well, food that could be spoiled, food that you just don't like anymore, you'll end up with a really cluttered fridge. And when it comes to your next grocery shop, you might double down on some items that you already have. You might feel confused, a bit lost, unsure of what you actually need because your fridge is cluttered. But once you let those items go and you reassess your fridge, you clear it all out and you reorganize it again, it will make your grocery shop that much easier because you'll know exactly what's in your fridge and what you need. And the same thing goes with your wardrobe. So give yourself a few hours, go through your wardrobe, start letting go of the pieces according to the 5 categories, and I can guarantee you that you will feel much lighter at the end of the process. And there you have the 5 categories that you should consider when it comes to letting go of your pieces. I hope you found this video valuable, and if you did, I would love for you to give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments as well how you go through this process, how you felt throughout it, but also how you feel after. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Your support would mean the world to me, and I cannot wait to share more styling videos with you. That's it from me. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!